Hello there. So, Alfie Days, also known as Pointless Blog, and Zoe Sugg, also known as Zoella, are two of the biggest YouTube celebrities here in the UK. And they're some of the original batch as well. So they were there 10 years ago. And in that time, they have received a lot of views and presumably a lot of money. Now, recently, Alfie Days appeared on a podcast with some of those commentator YouTubers, and they talked a little bit about money, but to be honest, that conversation wasn't very satisfactory. Alfie sort of skirted around the issue a little bit, and so I thought it would be nice to do a more in-depth analysis. So in this video, I'm going to try and tell you what I think Alfie Days and Zoella earn per year from YouTube, and also try and give you some kind of estimate about what they've actually earned in the entire time they've been on YouTube. Now, I think you're going to be quite shocked by these figures because it is a lot of money, and as we go along, I'll sort of discuss my general thoughts on the amount they've earned and their response to what they earn, because YouTubers are notoriously cagey about their income. Anyway, let's jump straight in, and we're going to start with Zoe. So as I said, she's actually got two channels. I don't really know what the difference is. Maybe one was vlogs originally. Let's start with the smaller channel, which is descriptively called Zoe Sugg. Let's look at firstly her salary per year. Well, as I've discussed in previous videos, the Social Blade estimate of what you earn per year is a pretty good estimate. For my channel, it's the kind of the upper end of the range is basically what I earn from everything to do with YouTube, including affiliate marketing and that sort of stuff. So here, when we look at Zoella's, you can see that her upper range here is £55,000 per year from this particular channel, which is a high salary for a sort of normal day job. But as we've kind of maybe come to expect, for a YouTuber salary, that's quite small. Now, I have reason to believe that this is probably a huge underestimate of what Zoella earns, because I don't have, for instance, a store selling loads of merchandise and a load of girls following me around. But Zoe has actually had lots of merchandise in the past, and she's got a shop on her website here with affiliate links with loads of different products that she makes a commission from, and she's also got a deal with Superdrug, and she's got this line called Zoella Beauty which says the requested URL was rejected. So that's not great, is it? So she's not making much money from that at the moment. But anyway, she's got book deals, she's got merchandise, she's earning a lot more money than that maximum range there. Just as a sort of side point, just looking at kind of Zoe's performance since July 2016, this channel looks like it's kind of on the way down, doesn't it? I mean, in July 2016, she was getting about 25 million views a month, and gaining sort of 75,000 subscribers, to today where she's losing about 4,000 subscribers a month and getting, between, nearly 2 million views. I mean, my channel might have actually done better than that last month. That's quite astounding. She's still getting 2 million views a month, which is about £55,000. But that is her smaller channel. So let's have a look at her other one. Now on this channel, she's earning less. There's more subscribers on this, but she's getting half the number of views. So on this channel, she's only making £34,000. Obviously, when I say only, I recognise that these are huge sums of money. And of course, when you add this to the other one, that's nearly £90,000, which is a significant salary. The Prime Minister in our country earns like £120,000. They earn a lot more than that when they leave office, but that's for another video. And if you scroll down here, you can see this channel's also on the decline quite significantly. It's probably a discussion for another video, the reasons why this is actually happening, because Zoella isn't alone in this. This is happening with a lot of YouTubers that were massive in the past. Her channel's declining, but she's still getting an average of 36,000 views a day. That's about 1 million views a month, which is enough to bring in about £34,000. Again, I should stress, a lot of YouTubers have got outside interests, and I suspect that Zoella's got an Instagram account. A lot of people get paid to do sponsored posts, which is kind of annoying because unlike YouTube videos where they had to think of an idea, film it, edit it, upload it, now they just take a photo and get paid for it, which is like the ultimate laziness. People thought that YouTube was lazy enough, and now we've got Instagram. The good thing for us kind of new YouTubers, though, is that if all these people bugger off to Instagram, the platform will be free for us to kind of get extra views. So that's pretty good. So that's what Zoella earns a year. At least £90,000, and I suspect a lot more than that. How much has Zoella's channel earned in total? Well, to do that calculation is quite easy. On my channel, I've estimated that basically per million views, you earn about £2,000. This particular channel has got 1.1 billion views. I think a billion views would be £2 million. And then we look at more Zoella, which is the previous channel we looked at, that's made nearly £2 million. So £4 million. Now, obviously, Zoe has to pay tax on these things, not to get too boring and technical with you, but that doesn't mean that she's got 4 million quid sitting in her bank account. Because if you earn more than something like £48,000 here in the UK, you have to pay 40% tax. So per £1,000 you earn, you would have to pay £400 to the government. As a slight side point, and I'm not an expert in tax here, I'm not an accountant, you can actually get round that a little bit legally. So if you earn more than something like £70,000, I think it is, you can actually set yourself up as a limited company. Just get this company to pay you like £7,000 a year or something. And then you actually only pay something called, I think it's corporate tax rates or something for your business, which are lower than the 40% tax that you would be paying on income. When your company's not doing so well, or you want to kind of close it down and take the money out, you dissolve the company, and I think you just pay capital gains tax. But what I'm trying to say here is that there's quite a significant tax saving to be had by kind of setting up a business and essentially, I wouldn't say evading, but avoiding tax. And I don't know the details of Zoe's companies or Alfie's companies, but I think a lot of them probably are listed on Companies House, which is a sort of public register you can check to see companies that exist. So I'd be surprised if they weren't doing this. It's kind of frustrating when you're a kind of worker bee, like I am, and I'm sure a lot of you are, just doing a regular job and being expected to pay normal amounts of tax. But then if you earn so much money, there are kind of ways to reduce the amount of tax you pay. Anyway, that is probably enough rambling and moaning about tax for now. So in conclusion there, Zoe, I think, earned about £4 million over the course of her entire channel. That's pretty good. But that isn't the end of the Suggen Days household income, is it? Because we've also got Alfie Days, who is another successful YouTuber. So let's have a look at Alfie's income. So Alfie actually has 3 channels. He's got his normal channel, his vlogging channel, and his games channel. Looking at those, he's got less subscribers than Zoe, but he's got a lot of views by the looks of it. So let's take a quick look at those. Let's take a look at the first channel here. So this channel here seems to have earnings of approximately £46,000 a year, which isn't bad by any stretch, is it? His second channel here, his vlogging channel, seems to have income of £72,000 a year, and his gaming channel has income of £3,000, which that's nothing, is it? But if you add all 3 of those up, you're talking about nearly £120,000 per year. So it seems, from this at least, as if Alfie Days actually earns more than Zoe, and their combined household income, just based on these estimates, and I must stress they are estimates, they're not their actual earnings, because how could I possibly know that? They must be earning in excess of £200,000 a year, which is pretty good. And in terms of the total amount that Alfie has earned, this channel's got 1 billion views, so that's 2 million quid. This channel has got only 500 million views, so that's about £1 million, and his gaming channel has got only about £400,000 worth of income. I make that probably about 3.5 million. So even though Alfie's channel appears to kind of be doing better now than Zoe's in terms of income, he's kind of catching up with her basically. He didn't earn as much before. But between them, from these just Social Blade estimates, it looks as if they've earned about £7.5 million. So I just briefly like to address what Alfie said in that interview, in that podcast. Actually, before I get into this, I do like Alfie. I'm not just trying to kind of suck up here. I do watch his videos with my girlfriend, and, they are quite... And I do have a girlfriend. She does exist, I promise. I think he's one of the nicer YouTubers, actually. But his response to these commentators was to kind of say, look, do you know how much I made? Trying to kind of shame them a little bit. And he said, I got an advance of £5,000. They were shocked. They said, oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. That's unbelievable. Firstly, £5,000 is nothing. Okay. Obviously, compared to, £200,000 a year household income, it is small potatoes, isn't it? But that is a lot of money. But secondly, as a lot of other commentators have pointed out, but really not stressed enough, that is an advance, okay? That's what he got paid before they'd even sold any of the books. He would not, having earned £3.5 million since the beginning of his channel, he's not going to accept £5,000 for selling his name to a book. He's just not going to. He's going to have made royalties per book sold. And as we know with both Zoella and Alfie, their books have done extremely well. They've all topped charts and things because all their loyal followers go out and buy them, which blows standard authors out of the water. It's a little bit, in my eyes, disingenuous for Alfie to claim that he's earned £5,000 from this book. And I don't care if he's kind of used language to trick those other two commentators, because he did say advance, so he's not lying, but it's a little bit misleading, and to the teenage fans watching the video, they're not going to probably know the difference between royalties and an advance. So we can safely assume that Alfie earned a lot more from those Pointless Blog books than £5,000. So just to summarise here, I think between them, Zoe and Alfie have earned about £7.5 million from YouTube, and probably including some of these other things, although I suspect they've probably earned a lot more than that in total, and their household income just from YouTube, and again maybe including a few of the other things, is about £200,000 a year, which is a lot of money. So it does kind of annoy me when YouTubers downplay it a little bit and say, oh yeah, I do all right, or yeah, I earn a lot of money. That's kind of downplaying it, isn't it? You earn a very lot of money, which isn't even a phrase, but it should be, specifically to describe YouTubers. Anyway, do you think that these estimates are realistic? Do you think that this is too much money, or every penny is well deserved by Alfie and Zoe? I'll be interested to know. Let me know down below. This is just a bit of fun. It's, as I said, these aren't real stats, so don't get too hung up about them, please. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe if you enjoy my videos. I've also got a video about how much PewDiePie earns. I'll leave a link to that down below if you want to check that out. And I shall see you next time for another video.